everybody, welcome back to another episode of Card Talk, a podcast where we spend a little bit of time talking about cards from Lord of the Rings card game. I'm your host, Dave Walsh, and Grant's not with us tonight because we are doing a playthrough, and it's just impossible for both of us to get together for all the playthroughs that we all need to do. But rest assured, he will be back with us at some point, so definitely for our regular episodes, and yep, we'll make sure we get all those going. So, what we're doing now is we are on the third adventure, we're on the third scenario of the Dwaradelf cycle. And this adventure is the Flight from Moria. It's the third in the deluxe box, in the Dwaradelf box. So, in this particular scenario, this is where it gets pretty wild here. This one is actually rated as hard as Escape from Dol Guldur. And in my remembrance of this quest, it's not exactly that hard. But I don't know. I usually play solo also, so things scale differently for solo players as they do for multiple players. But nonetheless, we can do this. Now, the only thing that I've done, other than play this once and screwed it up enough to have to restart the video, I only played a couple of rounds, but I misread a card and then I played it wrong. I have played these scenarios way back when I first got them. I haven't collected this from the beginning of the game, so I didn't get this back in 2012 when it first was released. But I did have it, 2015 or something like that. And I played it back then. I know that I've played it because my encounter cards were not in the order, they weren't in number order. Okay? So that's how I know I played it. But the card 1A, the setup instructions here for 1A says, prepare the quest deck, which is here. Okay. So there are 7 copies of 2A in this quest deck. Okay. And they're all the same. They all have the same picture on the front. So you don't know which one's which. And you only know which card is which until when you get to the staging step, or the staging step, and then you know what the heck you're doing. So you quest in the blind a couple of times. Okay? It gets to be a little weird. So you prepare it just by mixing up all the copies of this. And then you also take a Foe Beyond out of the deck, and you only put 1 copy in it per player. Okay? And this is a really crazy card because it basically sneaks up behind you and it just kills a hero. And it can't be canceled. So that's in essence what it does, unless you catch it really early, and then it is what it is. Okay. But those are over here, and these are out of play now. So there's 4 copies, there's 3 out of play. So now I'm going to draw, and I've learned that in this, in this deck that I have, you want to have Nenya. Nenya is kind of the most important one to be able to commit to the willpower to the quest. So if I get Nenya, I'm going to keep it no matter what. Okay, so I like that because I got cancellation and I got the Elven King, which helps me speed up the whole bringing people in and out idea. The only problem is that I didn't get Nenya, so I can't play the copy of the Tree People that I got. So I am going to take this and I'm going to mulligan. And I have to take this according to the rules. Obviously, you can house rule anything you want, but let's see what we get. Okay, so the Galadhrim Weaver, Steward of Gondor, that's a great card to have beginning of the game. Haldir of Lorien, Oriphan, Quicker Than Sight, and Olarian. So I have 2 kind of resource accelerators. The Steward of Gondor is a resource accelerator, gives me more resources. And then Olarian is kind of resource smoothing, I guess. It doesn't give me more resources, it reduces the cost to play things. So that's kind of good. Okay. So I have to keep that hand. I'm going to stick it there. Okay, and so now I'm going to do 1B. Okay, it says, when revealed, reveal one encounter card per player, add it to the staging area, then add a presence in the dark to your victory display. Okay, so I take one card. That's all I need is one card. I'm just one player. Okay, and it says Goblin Archer. Cannot optionally engage Goblin Archers. Characters with range are able to attack Goblin Archer while it's in the staging area. Okay, after an enemy, so forced after an enemy is revealed from the encounter deck, first player must deal 1 damage to a creature he controls, or to a character I control. Okay, so that's my one card. So I need some of my ranged people out to take care of this guy, which is fine. Okay, now this has to go in the victory display because this guy otherwise would have 0, 0, 0 as his stats. So now it's 2, 2, 2 all across the board for the nameless sphere, which I guess for this scenario we'll call the Balrog. So that's that. So I'm going to give myself resources. And remember, Card Talk, if you like what we do, we have a Patreon, Card Talk 2018, patreon.com/Card Talk 2018. We have contests. We have in our Around the Community shows, we have contests, and we shout out to our Patreons. So if you join the Patreon, all that money goes right back into the community. So please consider donating to our Patreon, and then secondly, and maybe even more importantly, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is kind of the flagship that we run things out of, and so we would love to have you subscribe so you can get that. We're also on Facebook, and we have an RSS feed on Libsyn that puts our podcast out in audio form all around the world. And while we're doing introductions, I always play with Albert. Albert Einstein is right here. He's also kind of right underneath my round counter, and then my threat dial is down here. Okay, so ready to go. I hope that Nenya's on the top here. Okay, but it is the Nath Guide, which is a great card to have. So I'm going to first play the Steward of Gondor onto Celeborn. Now, early game, it's not unreasonable to put the Steward of Gondor on Galadriel. She has a lot of reasons for it too, but I don't have a lot of those reasons in my hand. I don't have tree people. I do have Haldir, I guess, but I don't know. It's just not necessary, I don't think. Okay. And then I'm going to play Olorien. And I'm going to put Olorien onto Thranduil. Now, the reason why I do that isn't for any other reason other than sometimes the game punishes people for not having attachments. So just in case that happens. I don't remember there being that in this, but I don't remember a lot of things about the things that I come across. If you've paid attention to any of our shows, I forget a lot of stuff sometimes. Okay. So let's now use Olorien to pay 1 for the Nath Guide. And I'm going to target Celeborn with the Nath Guide's ability. And then I'm also going to pay another 1 out of Galadriel's pool to put down the Weaver. Now, the Weaver can't do anything except quest. So that's pretty good. I was able to get 4 cards out of my hand. And next round I'll be able to play Orphan, maybe Haldir. No, not that many, but I'll still be able to do a bunch next round too. Okay, so now it's time to quest. So without exhausting anybody, I'm going to quest for 2, 4, 7. Okay, so it says at the beginning of the staging quest, I'm questing for 7. Nothing exhausts, so that's good. Now it's beginning of the staging step, and it says narrow paths. When revealed, each player chooses 1 questing character he controls. Each questing character not chosen does not count its willpower. So I choose 1 questing character. until the... See, here's a surprise. So, I guess I have to quest with just Celeborn. That's fine. And then it says, after placing the first progress token on narrow paths, search the encounter deck and discard pile for abandoned tools and add it to the staging area, if able. Right. So remember, in this scenario, now that's coming back to me, there's abandoned tools, and you bring the abandoned tools out, and that's going to help you get through the deck. So I remember this being, this is a good one to have. So each questing character not chosen does not count its will until the end of the turn. Okay, so I still have to stage. Okay, so it says each player must deal X damage to one ally. X is the number of allies he controls. I have to deal X damage to an ally. Okay, so I'm going to deal X damage to this ally. That ally goes here. Okay, so deals 2 damage, he dies. Okay, so I can't have big allies in here, and I'm not too upset that I lost this guy. Okay, and now all of that's settled. This is settled. So there's 4 in the staging area. So that means I have to raise my threat because I didn't quest successfully. Okay, that seems reasonable. Okay, is that it? Okay, I am not going to bypass this because I do want the tools. I remember the tools are the key to doing this well. So okay. So I am going to exhaust Galadriel. I'm going to lower my threat by 1. I'm going to draw a card. Okay, I get another stupid Steward of Gondor, which I normally wouldn't say stupid Steward of Gondor, but because I already have one, that's a frustrating card to draw. Okay, so now I'm going to do the 4 R's, and then I'm going to draw a card. Okay, so in order, it's refresh, because refresh happens at the end of the round that you're in. And then a new round comes, and if you're playing multiplayer, you pass the thing, and then you get resources, and you raise your threat, and you raise the round anyways. So I'm going to refresh, raise round, raise threat, and refresh, and then give myself resources. Rumil. Oh, I forgot to give myself resources. Okay. So that's fine. So now I'm going to use Olorien. I'm going to spend 2 out of his pool. And that allows me to bring a character back from my discard pile. That's cool. Okay. Okay, and now I'm going to... So this guy doesn't exhaust to quit. These are my new guys that I got out. And this guy also has ranged. So he can almost kill this guy. But I just can't do it because he only has 3 attack. He has 3 defense. So I need one other person with ranged to be out there. But that's okay. So now I'm going to also spend 1 here. Okay, to bring this guy out. Okay, and then I'm going to exhaust Galadriel, draw a card. There's Legolas. Legolas is a great early game draw. That means I lower my threat by 1. Okay, and now I get to quest. So I'm going to quest for 1, 3, 6. I'm going to quest for 9. Okay. Questing for 9. Okay, so I'm going to bring this guy out. It says deal 1 damage to each exhausted character, 2 damage if the active location is dark. So I don't have a dark, so this does 1. This guy dies. Okay, that's a bummer. Okay. And now I try to put my damage on the picture and my resources on the guy. Okay, so that removed 1, and now I'm going to do, there's 2, 4, and now I get to search the encounter deck and discard pile for the tools. There's the abandoned tools, and it's guarded. So this I have to shuffle. Okay, and then staging area, because it's guarded. Okay. Now, abandoned tools doesn't seem to do anything. It's guarded, so I'm going to have to bring something out to guard it. Now, this was before it was like guarded location or guarded enemy, so this could actually be guarded by a treachery. But it says just say exhaust a hero to claim this objective if it has no encounters attached. Okay, so I don't have any encounters attached to Thranduil. So now I'm going to exhaust a hero to claim that. So I'm going to claim this, and it says, okay, so that goes back into so that's good. Okay, so now I could do 3 here, it says. Okay. So now I'm going to do the 4 R's and draw a card. And I get the Greenwood Archer. That's a good card to have right now. Okay. So now I am going to exhaust Galadriel. So that's going to lower my threat by 1. That allows me to drop another card. And I get another copy of Olorian. Anytime I get a card that I'm not planning on using, I put it right in the back of my hand. That way when I have my pile, I don't have to shuffle through a whole bunch of cards that I don't want. Okay. So now, let's see here. I have 7 resources. So that means I can bring out, well, I'm going to bring out this guy right now. Okay. Now, that allows me to ready an enemy. Or a hero. It doesn't matter if she's ready or not for what I need to do. But again, there's quest cards in here, kind of like Necromancer's Reach, that does damage to cards that maybe are exhausted. So that's some of that we've already seen. So anyways, so let's quest. So I'm going to quest for 1. This guy just came into play, so he's going to quest for 1. Okay, and then 2, 4. I'm going to quest for 7. Okay, quest for 7. Now, because this guy got bigger, so he's now a 3/3/3, and there's 2 more, so that's 5 that's out there, if I can remember. Oh, it's the beginning of the staging step, so I'm going to reveal this guy, and it says, blocked by shadow. The first player chooses one of the following. Each player discards 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. If the card is a treachery card, discard. Player is eliminated from the game. Reveals the next quest card, putting blocked by shadows on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay, so this is the choice here. So it says, the first player chooses one of the following. Okay, so this is kind of like the peril keyword in the thing. I just have to choose. It says, discard 1 card from the top of the encounter deck. If it's a treachery card, the discarding player is eliminated from the game. Okay, or reveals the next quest, putting this back into the bottom of the quest deck. So I am going to take this and put it at the bottom of the quest deck. Okay. So I don't want to run the risk of having a treachery there. So now I still reveal this because it's still the staging step, the beginning of the staging step. And it says, Hasty Counsel. When revealed, shuffle all copies of A Foe Beyond from the encounter discard pile back in the encounter deck. Reveal the top 2 cards of the quest deck. Choose 1. So here's the thing. I don't have any copies of A Foe Beyond in the deck. Okay. And it says, reveal the top 2 cards of the quest deck. Choose 1 to become the active location, or the active quest. Flip to side 2B. Okay. So what does it say? It says, reveal the top 2 quests of... reveal the top 2 cards of the quest deck. Choose one to become the active quest, and put the other one in the bottom. So it doesn't say to check to see if it's 2B or not. It says to keep, so I have to pick one. I guess it's a random choice. It's hasty councils. I get to pick one. So I'm going to pick this one, I think. Okay, and then this one gets put on the bottom of my deck. Okay, so what does this say? It says a wrong turn. Okay, so this goes back up in the staging area. So look, now I'm at 6. Okay, and then it says 1, and then add it to the staging area. So we're going to reveal player encounter card. Okay, I could have won the game because this is a location. It says X is the number of players in the game. That's just 1. Okay, so that's okay. I'm okay with that. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9. And I quested for 2, 3, 6, 7. So I don't quest successfully again, so I'm up to 31 threat. Okay. But that's not... oh, what did I do? I can't believe I quested with Orphan. I was going to want to kill this guy. I'll still be able to do it. Okay. So I'm going to move this guy up here. Okay. That's my active location. Let's see if I can make this a little cleaner here. Okay. I know that I remember that you need to kind of keep track of all the explored quest cards. So I'm going to put these 2 up here. So there's Narrow Path and Hasty Council. Okay. Now the drawback with exploring all of these places is that these go to the victory display and then this guy gets bigger. So, but right now he's not attacking, so I'm okay with that. Okay, so now during the combat phase, I am going to use Lorien, and I'm going to bring out Legolas. Okay. Now, Legolas is a great bring out because now I can kill this guy. Okay, so I'm going to play. So here's where I think a lot of new players really struggle with this game, is that they see this and it says characters with ranged ability are able to attack. So they're wondering, well, does this guy attack then? Whenever something like this happens, it doesn't change the normal rules. This guy isn't going to come down and attack. Okay, the only way he's going to come down and attack is if he's actually engaged with me. He can't engage, so he's not going to attack. What it does say is that characters with ranged are eligible to attack it. So I'm able to attack this as it's kind of the way that it I don't have to deal with shadow card, I just get to attack it. So I'm going to attack it. I'm going to attack it for 4 because this guy gets Celeborn's ability, and he dies. Okay, and because he died, I get to draw a card, and there is another Glathrim Weaver. Okay, the DH in Sindarin is pronounced like a TH. That's one of the things that I looked up. Okay, so now I'm going to... I've already used Galadriel's ability, so I'm going to do the 4 R's and then draw a card. Now we'll draw a card, and I get the Galadon Archer. Okay, now the good thing about this guy, and so this is what's going to end up happening here, okay? Oh, it's immune to player card effects. Okay, I was going to say I could bring in the Galadon Archer and keep doing this, but I can't. It just says the nameless sphere cannot be engaged or engaged, and it says immune to this is a player card effect, so, oh well, it's a good thought. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the Weaver, what that does is that takes the top card of my discard pile and puts it back into my deck. So I don't really lose the Knave Guide by doing that, which is good. Okay. So right now, this guy is a 6/6/6 with 27 hit points. That is wild. Okay, 27 hit points is a lot of hit points. I think in this game they call it health, but I don't know, whatever. Okay, so I shuffled my deck back in. This should be one. Okay, I'm still going to use Galadriel's ability to draw a card. Maybe I'll get Nenya, and look, I got Nenya, so I'm going to immediately put Nenya down. And I still have to lower my threat. And so that's good, because Nenya allows me now to play, if I have any lore cards, allows me to play lore cards. Okay. And it also allows me to commit her to the quest. Not commit her to the quest, but add her willpower to other people's willpower. So, I'm going to quest for 2, 3, 5, 8. And for now, I can't commit hers. This is 6. So, you know what? I'm going to do 9. I'm going to quest for 9. Hopefully that gets through everything. 9. Each player must deal X damage to one ally he controls, where X is the number of allies I control. Okay? So I'm going to deal X damage to this guy. Okay? So he dies. Okay. It's fine. And so now I still do 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. I still do 9. And this is 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I have another 2A on the top. I can't engage anything, I can't do anything, but during my combat phase, I'm going to play Olorien. By playing Olorien, I'm going to bring out Haldir. Okay. So now I have 2 of the 3 brothers out here. Okay, Test of Will would be nice. Cancel some of this stuff. Did I pay for Haldir? I probably did not. So I'm going to pay 2, 3. Okay. And I'm going to ready Thranduil. Oh, I can't. That's not the Elven King. Dirt. Okay. So now I'm going to do the 4 R's. Ready, refresh, raise round, raise threat, resources. Okay, draw. Hey, look, I get a Greenwood Archer. Ha ha ha. So now I'm going to play Galadriel. So that lowers my threat. I get to draw another card. Okay, the Minstrel. That's a good card to draw. Okay. And so now I'm going to play this guy. Ready Galadriel. Okay. And now I'm going to use Olorien to bring out the Minstrel and look for an event card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, look, I get Tree People and Faint Voices. I don't see a lot of bad guys, and this guy's immune to player card effects, so I'm going to pick the Tree People. Okay, Test of Will would have been nice to pull out. And now I'm going to play Tree People to pull this guy back, this girl back in my hand. Do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to bring out the Knave Guide for free. Now I'm going to spend 1 to bring the Weaver back out. So these are all the ones that I've played this round. Okay. So the Weaver means that this goes back on the top of my hand. It's a lot of shuffling in this deck. Let's see how much we're questing for. 2, 4, 6, 9 without exhausting. 10. Oh, I brought him out too. 11. 11, and there's 8. 11. Here, I'll quest with this. So that's 15. Okay, I'm going to quest for 15. Okay, I'm going to leave all these guys up. I do have Galadriel in case something crazy happens. Okay, so it's the beginning of the staging step. Okay, and it says heading down. It says if heading up is in the victory display at the end of the quest phase, shuffle heading up back into the quest deck. Heading up is not. Okay. So now we stage Cave In. It says remove all progress tokens from the current quest and active location. There's nothing there, so it gains Surge. Okay, so now we have Goblin Spearman. Gets +2 if its attack is undefended. Okay. I don't mind that. Okay, so that's 2, and this is 8, so that's 10. I quested for 15, so this goes in the staging area. Okay, so now this is 10, 10, 10. I'm not, I know this sounds weird, but I'm really not that worried. It's funny how an expanded card pool and power creep and all those things kind of change your perspective on the game. It's totally wild. So this is here. Okay, so I'm going to engage. I have to engage this guy, so I'm going to do this. And now I don't have Feign Voices. I don't need Feign Voices, but I can definitely cancel a nasty shadow effect if I wanted to. Okay, so I'm going to defend with Thranduil. Okay. And shadow attacking enemy gets +X. X is the number of players in the game. Well, 1 player, so I don't need to cancel that shadow effect because it still doesn't do any damage. So now I'm going to do 3, 5 damage to this guy. He dies. I get to draw a card because of Legolas's ability, and there's a Minstrel. That's good. So that goes. And so that's the end of the round. And now I get to do all the things that I needed to do. Okay, so the 4 R's and draw. I get a Tree People, which I guess is fine. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to Tree People. I'm going to Tree People Orphan back into my hand. Okay, and you'll see why in a second. So again, this is when you have enough resources out and you can do this stuff. This is what makes this great. Okay, so I'm going to look at the top 5. Okay, top 5. So I'm going to bring out the Minstrel. Okay, so it seems like I took kind of a hit by bringing Orphan back. Okay, but there we go. Okay, so now the Minstrel enters play, and now I can look for a Test of Will. So forget dwarves being able to mine. Trust me, I'm mining pretty crazy right now. Okay, so now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Test of Will. So I get an Island Amid Perils. It's whatever. Okay, so now I have to shuffle my cards up again. Here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Olorien to bring Orphan back out for 2. Look, and now I get a 3 quester that doesn't have to exhaust to commit to the quest, and I get this guy back in I get the Greenwood Archer back in my hand because of Orphan's ability. You see what I did there? Okay, now I'm going to exhaust her to lower my threat by 1 and to draw a card, right? And now I have a Nath Guide and all these crazy things. So I'm going to play the Greenwood Archer. that readies a hero. And then I'm going to play the Nath Guide, and that allows another person not to exhaust a quest. So, by doing all of that, basically I have really helped myself out. And I still, next time around, can dig, and then I can also bring this guy back, and I could probably even bring this guy out during the during Thranduil's combat action, to look for another test of will. So I really have an idea. Like I'm really liking my chances here. Now the problem is that this guy is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and so 27 hit points. So I need to do a lot of questing. So this is 2, 3, 6, 8, 11. Okay, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I'm going to leave these guys standing or ready just in case I need to do something wild. Okay, even though I have these guys. Okay, so let's see here. Maybe 17, 15? Okay, I'll do 17. Okay, so I'll exhaust. I'll do this. Okay, so X is the number of players in the game. That's a 1 threat. So that's 11. I forgot to reveal this during this. Okay. It says heading up. It says if heading down is in the victory display at the end of any quest phase, shuffle heading down back into the quest deck. Okay. So look, heading up shuffles heading down back in. Okay. So did I do enough to get rid of both heading up and heading down? That's really the question. Okay, so I did 1, and this is 10. Okay, so that's 11, and I did 15. Right? Or 17. 2, this is, so this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, 14, 17. I did 11. There's 11 here. 7. So what I'm going to do is exhaust Galadriel. By exhausting Galadriel, that does another 4. So this doesn't even make it to the end of the quest phase. So now this is a 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. And now I'm going to go to combat, and I'm going to engage this guy. Now he's at 2, 2. Okay, but he only attacks for 1, so I'll use Thranduil. Okay, by doing Thranduil, let's see, here's the shadow card. No shadow card, I get rid of Crumbling Ruins. That's good. Okay, now before I kill this guy, I'm going to use Thranduil's combat action to bring out the minstrel, the last minstrel that I have, to look for Test of Will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get all allies. So that's a bummer. And I feel like the purpose of this quest wasn't to go through all the quest cards, because at the current pool, when this was out, the current card pool wouldn't probably be able to deal with something that's 12, 12, 12, 12. So it is what it is. You may not even have to engage this guy. That's the weird part of this. Anyways, I guess I'm just waiting for a foe beyond to get drawn. But anyways, I'm going to kill the stray goblin. I'm going to group attack with Legolas and the Greenwood Archer. And so this guy dies. And because that guy dies, I get to draw a card, and I get the Elven King. The Elven King is a great card to have because that allows me to bring elves back into my hand and kind of to be able to really take advantage of, since I'm looking for Test of Will, so I can bring the minstrel back into my hand. So it really allows me to do all sorts of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do the 3 R's. Or the 4 R's, sorry. There's 4 R's and then draw. Okay, draw a card. Test of Will. Another copy of the Elven King. That's a bummer. Okay. So, I'm going to play the Elven King, And I can't play it on Galadriel because it has to go on a Sylvan Hero. So I guess I'm going to put the Elven King onto Thranduil. On the Thranduil, yeah. Because I want that extra defense if I need it. I don't know what for, but whatever. Okay. I can lower my threat, which that's just becoming a win more situation. I also have the way I can now bring out Rumil and deal with anything in the deck. So now, if you remember correctly, I got the one that allowed me to that if it's treachery, you get eliminated from the game. Well, that's going to be this one. There's only 2 cards left. There was this one, and then there was a result of the Hasty Council, which is on the bottom. So this is also on the bottom. So this is the one that uses the abandoned tools to get out of there. Of course, I picked the wrong one with Hasty Council, but this is going to be the one that has the way to get out if you want to use it. I'm going to bypass that just to let you know. Maybe I shouldn't. But whatever. I don't have any allies to bring out during this phase. I don't have anything that's either a lore leadership or spirit card. I'm going to use Galadriel's ability. Actually, no, I'm not going to because I want to save it for a little bit later. Even though I don't have a Testicle in my hand. So I guess we have to quest. So I'm going to quest for 3. Okay, and then we have all these guys. So now I start making a pile of all of the cards that are kind of similar here and kind of don't do anything right now. Okay, those are all my 1 questers and kind of don't... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 10. 12, 14. This guy is a 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. I know, he's only a 12, 12, 12, but, so I have 14 out here. That's really as much as I can do, unless I'm going to commit Legolas. I can do 15. Okay, so I'll do that. So I'll do 15 and hope that this is 3 or less. While Plundered Armory is in the staging area. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Now that ruins... that lets me know what that is. So see, here's this one that's worth 9. Now, I already said that I was going to bypass it, even though I know this one. So it says, when revealed, the first player chooses one of the following. So it reveals the next quest card, putting Blocked by Shadow at the bottom. And so again, like I said, I'm just going to do that. I already said what I was going to do, even though it would be easy to go through there. Okay, so now I'm going to reveal the next quest card. And it says, Abandon tools gain refresh action. Exhaust a hero to put a progress token on Escape from Darkness. Okay, so I have 4 rounds. So I can use the abandoned tools. I just have to wait 4 rounds. Okay, so that's fine. So here's this. This is 15, and I think I quested for 15. I can't put points on there. Okay. Okay, so so I think I did 15. This was 7, 10, 11, 12. 14, 15. So that's 15. I neutral quest. It's not successful or unsuccessful. I'm going to travel to the Plundered Armory to get the threat out of the staging area. And then it says, as a refresh action. Okay. So this is where knowing your steps come into play. So the refresh phase is at the end of the following round. So the idea here is that you refresh all your characters. You don't give them resources yet. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the abandoned tools, and you have to exhaust the current, exhaust the guy to put, and so it's even better that I have the Elven King on there, I guess is what I'm saying. So I'm going to do that to put 1 progress on here. So I made 1. Okay. So now I'm going to use the Elven King to ready him, and I'm gonna bring out. I'm gonna bring the Galadriel Minstrel back in my hand. That's the card that I'm gonna use to, because I want to dig for Test of Wills. I just want Test of Wills. Okay. So, yeah. So now I get resources raise. So now it's the beginning of the next round. So now we can do this. Okay. So I can't ready any of these things because it was already refresh. Okay. So now I'm going to give myself resources. Okay. Now I'm going to draw. Okay. I get a Sylvan Tracker. That's great because the Sylvan Tracker is my only source of healing here. Okay, so I'm going to use Lorien. Look, I'm going to move these guys over. I'm going to use Lorien to bring out the Minstrel. And I'm going to look at the top 5 cards of my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a Test of Will. So that helps. I want the Test of Will because the treacheries in this deck are monumentally annoying and really kind of bad, so I just want to be able to cancel them. I can't cancel a Foe Beyond, but I could definitely, I don't know. What do I want to say? Definitely cancel some of the other treacheries. Okay, so now I can't pull out anything else. I don't have a resource match. Oh, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play Island Amid Perils and to pull Orphan back into my hand. Does that make the most amount of sense? Yes. And so it's leadership. So now I'm going to play Orphan straight out. And so by doing that, I get to lower my threat by 3 because Orphan costs 3. And so Island Amid Perils to reduce my threat by 3. But it just allowed me to bring him back into my hand and then put him out. So, and that gives me extra questing for this round. So this is, I think, 6 now. 6, 9, 11, 14, 16. So that's 16. Okay. 16. 3, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 14, 16. Yes, 16 against 12. Okay. Oh, can't reveal one of my own cards. So there's Fouled Well. When revealed, each player may choose and discard 1 card at random from his hand. So I'll choose and discard a card at random from my hand. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in my hand. So to make sure that everything's completely random, especially on playthroughs, I want to make sure that nobody thinks that I'm doing anything funky here. Obviously, I'm not. I've shuffled this a million times and stuff like that, but it's just me making sure. I kind of love poker, too, so, Anyways, it's probably why I want to make sure everything looks on the up and up. So that's 8. So I'm going to use a dice then to figure out which one. This is 1, that's 8. So I'm going to discard the 8th card, and it's the Elven King. That doesn't hurt at all. Okay. So I discarded a card. That's fine. Okay. So how much did I quest for? Let's see, 16, is that what I said? This is 8, 14, 16. That's 3, and this is 12, that's 15. I'll use Galadriel. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, so I add, so that means this goes here. Now it says, each player may attach a weapon or armament attachment. I don't have any of those in my hand, so that's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the Fouled Well. Okay. And during my combat phase, I'm going to bring out the Sylvan Tracker. Okay, now I bring out the Sylvan Tracker because I want to heal stuff, so I'm going to use, let's see, here, I'll do it this way. Okay, so, good. Okay, so now, I would normally do the 4 Rs and do everything, but now I have to worry about this. So I'm going to refresh, so that means this all refreshes. Then as part of the refresh action, okay, I have to exhaust abandoned tools and this to put another resource token. So I'm 2 rounds in, so that's good. And now I'm going to use the Elven King to ready Thranduil, and I'm going to bring, I guess it doesn't matter. I will bring the Greenwood Archer into my hand so that I can continually use Galadriel to lower my threat and draw cards. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so everybody's. So now I'm going to do the other 3 Rs. Draw, I get Galleon. Galleon's great because Galleon, now I can use Galleon to trigger all this nonsense at the end of the round because he's 0. Okay, so I'm going to do this and this. So I'm going to use Galadriel's solo ability just to draw a card. And so that's Feign Voices. That's good to have. I haven't been really that nervous about getting attacked this round. Okay, I'm going to bring out Galleon. Then I'm going to spend 2 to bring out the Greenwood Archer to ready her. Okay, and now there's 5 progress on the current quest. That's a lot. Okay. Oh, because I had the Sylvan Tracker and readied this guy normally, I'll put that. I don't have that. Okay. So now, here we go. Quest 1, 3, 6. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 13, 14, 16, 18. And this is 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Okay. Apparently I've been outrunning it enough. It's fine. Fine by me. So it's 12 and 5 is 17. And I have 18 that I did. So let's hope for something relatively benign. Okay. Love just a regular old enemy. Hey, regular old enemy. The Stray Goblin. Great. Okay. So X is the number of players in the game. So that's 1. So that's 13. Okay. And I did 18, I think, right? So 3, 4, 6. 6 and 7 is 13. 14, 18. So that allows me to get through this perfectly. That's fine. Okay, and now I'm going to, I don't have anything to, I'm going to engage this guy because I don't have any, what do I want to say? I don't have any locations to travel to. Okay, and I'm going to deal it a shadow card, and I'm going to do the Roommill trick. So I'm going to play Olorien on this guy. And I'm going to do Roommill for 4. Now, Roommill does damage equal to how many range characters I have out in play. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 range characters. So I just have to make sure I take off my 3 things here. So, okay, so this fizzles. Okay, I'm hoping that this shadow card is a Phobia, because I just canceled it. No. Okay, so now Roommill's on the board, which is great because now I can, what do I want to say? Now he can help with questing. He's got 2 quests. He's got 2 will. Okay, so now I'm going to ready. So during my refresh phase, I'm going to do all the refreshing that I need to do. Bring this guy over here. I'm going to refresh. These are kind of my solo folk here, the 3 brothers. They get their own special place. Okay. Now all of these ready. Okay, and then I'm going to use the abandoned tools now during here as a refresh action. Exhaust. Now this is 3. I've made it this far. Okay, now I'm going to exhaust the Elven King to ready Thranduil and bring Galleon back into my hand, and now I do the 3 other R's. Another Test of Will. That's the perfect card to see right now, so that's good. Okay, so Test of Will, done. Okay, so that means I can surge. If I can beat the surge, I'm excited about my chances of being able to do this and outrun the Nameless Fear. Okay, so it's good. When this first came out, people were upset that you didn't actually have to engage this guy. But now that we've had, now that there's 100 some odd scenarios out there, I actually don't mind that you don't have to engage the big bad boss enemy. It's kind of fun to be able to outrun it. If you don't have the right deck to do this with all this willpower, this guy, it's not going to matter because this guy's going to get stronger and stronger. You're going to have to keep shuffling through to find the right quest card anyways. It's kind of nice to, I kind of like this scenario, and what it does. So I'm going to quest for 3, and then in here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 10, 11, and then the 3 brothers make this up to 17. 17. Okay. And if I need to, I'll use Galadriel. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to need to, but here we go. Watch this be a Phobeyond. Who knows? Okay. So ready? I'm nervous to turn this over. Let's see. Chance encounter. Put the top enemy of the discard pile in play, engage with the first player. Okay, so the top enemy of the discard pile is this one. Engage with the first player. I'm okay with that. Okay. So, I'm going to deal it I have to, I quested successfully. I had 18 here. This is enough. Okay. So now we have to deal with this guy. It's fine. I can cancel the shadow effect if I need to. So, okay. So I'm going to defend with Thranduil. Okay. So when I defend, attacking enemy attacks again after this attack, deal it another shadow card. Okay, so he attacked for 1. So Thranduil. Whatever, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play Quicker Than Sight. Oh, did I forget to bring Galleon back into my hand? Well, whatever. Okay, I'll bring this guy back into my hand. I cancel that shadow effect, so he doesn't make another attack. I could have handled it, but might as well. So now I'm going to use Legolas and one of these guys to kill this thing. Draw. I get an island amid perils. Okay. So this is where, if I needed to, I could island amid perils, Rumiel back into my hand, and then have him available to do more stuff. But I don't need to. So during my refresh phase, which is again at the end of the round that you're dealing with, I'm going to refresh. I'm going to refresh everybody. And I think you see where I'm going with this. I'm going to exhaust this and this. I'm going to put 4 progress on this and immediately do the quest card. It says if the players defeat the stage, they escape and win the game. So I won. Now, just a little quick recap on this. I was excited that Hasty Council, where you have to pick a thing, was the one that actually screwed me over and made me have to go to this. I actually had the one that I needed right there. Okay. I liked that was the one that ended up coming on the bottom. And so, I think that this was a lot of fun. I was able to use Quicker Than Sight once. And then I was able to, quest for a bunch. And I was able to quest through all these cards and keep them out of the staging area, or keep them out of my quest deck, and that was helpful. So there it is. Slippery Silvans beat the Flight from Moria. See you later.
And if you're interested in finding this or any of our back episodes of Card Talk, feel free to search YouTube, where you can find our flagship video episodes with the username Card Talk 2018. Or you can search the RSS feed, cardtalk2018.libsyn.org, for our extended audio versions of our podcast. Or you can find us on Facebook at Card Talk 2018. And if you have any questions for Grant or myself, or for both of us, feel free to email us at cardtalk2018@gmail.com.